Hey everyone, it's Dale Powers, the Director of Color Guard for WGI. Welcome to the 2024 Color Guard season. I'm joined again with my friend and colleague Karl Lowe, and we're going to talk to you over the next 5 minutes or so about a couple of changes that have happened this year and will impact you. The first one is that, whether you realize it or not, we're going to have a shorter regional season. Typically, our regional seasons are 7 weeks long, and in some years we've even had 8. But this year it's down to 6. And it's something that we didn't really have control over, but we're going to live with 6 weeks as having all of our regionals compressed into 6 weeks. Karl, the impact of that on people?
It always reminds me of people that have different process and how they work. It's real common for a lot of younger groups, especially, to start their show and work on it each section at a time and not move on until it's complete. And those people will probably have the advantage because they have more time before the regional season starts to get more of that work done. I, on the other hand, and a lot of my friends work differently in that they get towards the end and then they circle back. Some people circle back simply to fix, and other people circle back in order to fulfill. And those processes are more time consuming, and you have to be more strategic when those happen. And so usually the way I describe myself, most of that work happens inside the season. So if your regional season is cut short, you will have less time to circle back, and you certainly have to be more strategic and not so open to the organic process that may be really a time hole. However, we do have Easter between our last regional and championships, which buys some of the people that work like I do a little extra time, but it also invites a little more panic because you're waiting towards the end of the season to do that bulk of that work. Realize that once the regionals start, the amount of work you can do between each regional is limited. So if you find yourself in the approach where you're very linear and concrete and you don't move on till you're completed, you have to work quicker, sooner. If you circle back to either fix or to fulfill, which I hope more of you working towards, then you have to be really strategic and know that your time is a little bit limited. I think this year will benefit those people that are a little bit more linear. So depending on how you work, be strategic and watch that calendar.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things to be concerned with, and that's many of you used to have a week or two in between your regionals. You might have them back to back or only 1 week in between. This is that good opportunity. I remember Rick Subel a few years ago talking about planning out your weeks and having a spreadsheet of what you're going to work on, what you're going to teach, what you're going to be able to accomplish. And this will be really important for those of you that many of you will take advantage, of course, of the extended break in between the last regional, but in the color guard division, how you get seated is your score at your regionals. So that is something to always be considerate of.